how to record vocals. Today's video will be slightly different than usual as we'll have multi-platinum singer, songwriter and producer Max Ulver.
Hi, my name is Max.
Walk you through the ins and outs of vocal recording, from mic selection and best practices to recording and comping vocals. Then in next week's video, my good friend Nick and I will guide you through the process of mixing these vocals step by step. So without any further ado, let's give the floor to Max.
Now, this microphone is a Neumann M149. It's a vintage mic, and I love this. It's an expensive mic, but it really gives a clear top. Now, if you don't have the budget for this kind of vintage condenser microphone, my best choice would be this bad boy. This is a Shure SM7B, and this mic is fairly inexpensive, but it's a workhorse. It is a great microphone. And even though it doesn't have the crispy top end that this microphone has, this is like one of the best microphones you can get for a relatively low budget. Okay, so this is the mic that I use. Now, this mic is great, but it also kind of sucks because this is so good that it takes in everything. This microphone has a super high output, which means that it captures everything in the room. That is why I have this bad boy. This is an acoustic reflection filter, and I would highly recommend getting one unless you are in a super treated room. This is, in my opinion, the best one on the market. This is the Avalon acoustic reflection filter, and it just seems to work better than any other acoustic filters that I've used. Which means that I don't have to treat and spend a lot of money on treating my room the same way just for recording vocals. If you're using this vocal, you don't necessarily need a reflection filter because this does a lot. Whereas if you take this off, you probably need a reflection filter, but you're also gonna get a bit more high end. Now, the next thing you need is a pop filter, this thing. The reason that we have a pop filter on is because when recording vocals, every time you say a P or a hard B or something, air is thrown, so to speak. Air is pushed to the microphone and it gives it these weird pops. But if you're recording through this, it eliminates that. So, pop filter, microphone, a reflection filter, and then you're good to go. When it comes to making a great recording, one thing you want to make sure of is not to peak. You never want to peak because that ruins the recording pretty much. However, you don't want to have the gain too low because when you then lift everything, what you're going to lift as well is the noise. So with this microphone, if you record everything with too little gain and you want to raise everything, you're going to hear some noise that comes with it. Another thing I want to talk about is, this is just something you have to be aware of. It's called the proximity effect, which is basically the closer that you are to the microphone, the more low end in your voice you're gonna get. So if I'm further away, you're gonna hear less low end, and if I'm closer to the mic, you're gonna hear more low end. Before recording the vocals, we're gonna set up a basic chain. I'm using the Apollo Twin, which means that I'm using the console interface. So I'm recording on channel 1, and what I like to do is just set a basic compressor. I set my attack to 3 and my release to 7. I also then like to hear my dry vocal, but just for my performance, I like to have some reverb as well. Now my go-to reverb is the Reverb Pro, and I use a preset called Nice Vocal 2, and just turn up the mix 100% because it's on an aux channel. So what I do is I send a certain amount to this aux channel. That way I don't record with the reverb, but I can hear it in my headphones. All right, put the headphones up. Yeah. Haha. And also, remember to put the headphones in. we're now ready to record the vocals, and one thing you want to make sure of is that the compressor doesn't do too much. This is just to take care of the peaks. So when recording this vocal, you don't want it to exceed 5 on this particular plugin. Hey, hey.
Hey, saw you from across the room, and babe, I might sink my teeth into ya. Ain't got no time to waste, 'cause all I want is you. So say you want me like I want you, 'cause
Alright, and what I like to do with pretty much any singer is to do it a couple of times, not only to warm people up, but also just to get more confident with recording the song, especially when it's a brand new song like this. So we're just gonna do this a couple of times.
hey, saw you from across the room, and babe, I might sink my teeth into ya. Ain't got no time to waste, 'cause all I want is you. So say you want me like I want you, 'cause
And also try one without click.
hey, saw you from across the room, and babe, I might sink my teeth into ya. Ain't got no time to waste, 'cause all I want is you. So say you want me like I want you, 'cause
Alright, we could do as many takes of this as possible or as you want, but we're just gonna continue to the pre right now. What I like to do is duplicate the track so I can hear what I've done for this one. Now, what I also like to do is just to do a quick chain, at least just with the auto-tune set right. I like a read-to speed of about 15 and humanize 100. This is a filter that just takes away some of the low end, and then a little bit of compression, so I have like an idea of what it sounds like when I'm going into the next bit. Yeah, yeah.
say you want me like I want you, 'cause I had other plans tonight till I looked into your eyes. Now I'm working overtime, wanna spin you round like hurricane inside this club. Everybody's watching us, DJ, don't you make it stop.
And as you can tell, I sort of need to warm up.
You want me like I want you, 'cause I had other plans tonight till I looked into your eyes. Now I'm working overtime, wanna spin you round like a hurricane inside this club. Everybody's watching us, DJ, don't you make it stop.
Just gonna do one more.
You want me like I want you, 'cause I had
That was terrible. Do one more.
say, hey, you want me like I want you, 'cause I had other plans tonight till I looked into your eyes. Now I'm working overtime, wanna spin you round like a hurricane inside this club. Everybody's watching us, DJ, don't you make it stop.
Alright, that's it for now. I'm probably gonna do some more takes, but for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna rush ahead. Going into the chorus.
Don't you make it stop. Girl, you got a problem, way too many options, because ain't nobody do it the way that you do. Too hot for summer, and I should just be on my way, but I see nobody do it. No, ain't nobody do it like you. DJ, don't.
Alright. Again, I'm gonna do some more takes, but this is just for the sake of showing you how to go about this. Okay, so when it comes to comping the lead vocal, what I like to do is just set up a short chain or like a rough chain so I know what I'm dealing with. This is especially important if you are if you have a recording artist in the studio. One thing that I've learned is hugely important is to, as quickly as possible, have the sound coming out of the speakers as close to the end product as possible, especially with someone's vocals. So what I like to do is just set up some quick EQing, some auto-tune, quick compression, and a little bit of like reverb and delay, just so it sounds like a finished product from the get-go. So now that I have set up this brief chain, this is when I go in and do the comping, because comping, like selecting the different takes before setting up a channel, can sometimes give you an illusion of what, if you don't know what it's going to sound like further down the chain. Something might sound not too good in a rough or like a dry signal, but once it's like through compression and auto-tune and all these things, you can find something that actually really can sound great, and you wouldn't have found that if you just comped with a dry signal. So now we're just going to go through it real quick.
Hey, saw you from across the room
and this part is, it's important to either have the click or the rest of the track along so you can hear the timing as well.
saw you from across the room hey, saw you from across the room babe,
Maybe there was a bit of babe here.
babe, I might sink my teeth into ya.
Okay, that one's a bit sloppy, so we'll try again.
Babe, I might sink my teeth into ya.
That one was as well. But basically you're going through the entire vocals that you've recorded, selecting all the best bits, and then you're gonna flatten that to become your lead vocal. Once that's done, you figure out what kind of dubs do I need, what kind of harmonies do I need, and then you go through the exact same process. Now, sometimes you have a part where the emotion is there, but the pitch is not there. I value emotion more than anything. So if a vocalist sings something that is slightly off pitch, but you can really feel the emotion, use that take and just pitch correct it a bit. And the same comes with timing. But taking care of and adjusting timing can be extremely tedious. So finding a lead singer with great timing can really help you out. Now I'm just gonna cut to the next part of the process where everything is comped and mapped out. Okay, so I've recorded the lead vocal, the dubs and the harmonies and a few ad-libs, and I have comped everything. Now, what I want to show you is, so here is all my dubs. I have done some low dubs.
Girl, you got a problem. Wait.
And this one is just centered. And then on either side, left and right, I have another dub that's just the same octave.
Girl, you got a problem.
Because the lead, you can just hear that now.
Girl, you got a problem. Way too many options.
And what I've chosen to do is, because the lead goes in a falsetto, girl, you got it, I want to sort of have the dubs add that, add some more sort of solid to it.
Girl, you got a problem. Way too many options.
This is just the dubs.
Because ain't nobody do it the way that
And
you
with the
do.
low dubs.
Too hot for summer, and I should just be on my way.
And with the lead.
See nobody do it. No, ain't nobody do it like you. Hold on, baby, tonight I'm gonna show.
Alright, I think that's pretty much it for the dubs. I mean, usually you add them in the choruses and whenever you feel like dubs are needed throughout the song. I guess it's the same with BVs. You can just hear how I've treated these.
Hold on, baby, tonight.
So with the dubs and the lead.
Like you. Hold on, baby, tonight.
And there's some more dubs.
Like you. Hold on, baby.
Let's see what else is over here if we just do it like this.
Hold on, baby, tonight.
Now, this is a mix of BVs that sing with and just do some R stuff.
Hold on.
I've got these that just says hold on.
Hold on.
with the lead vocal in the song. And then the rest of these BBs, they sing along with the lead. Making harmonies and BVs has a lot to do with your personal taste and what genre you're in. I could do a whole video on what kind of BVs are useful in what scenarios, but for this particular song I felt like I wanted the post-chorus to lift a bit more, and so I added these harmonies. Now for the ad-libs, I've added a phaser and I've added a pancake. This is a free plugin, by the way. And then I've added some more reverb, just because I want, when that ad-lib comes in, I want it to stand out and grab some attention on its own. So I'll just show you real quick. So these tiny things, they can sort of have their own life. Now what you can also see is my dubs are fairly low. Again, this is to taste, and I've leveled my background vocals as well, all my BVs, because I want some of them to be more audible than others. And this is what I was talking about with the proximity effect before as well. If you have lower, like pitch-wise, if you have lower dubs that you've recorded really close to the mic, they can tend to sound louder because they have a lot more low end. So you want to turn those down a bit. But also, obviously, depending on what you want to be have most presence in your mix. A good mix, I'd say 80% of it is leveling. A little bit of compression and EQ can also take you a long, long way. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope that helped out a lot. Again, this is what I choose to focus on when in a session with an artist or just making a demo by myself. Now, there are a lot of different things that you should rewind and take a look at in this video. But if you ever need help from me, you can find me in the description below. Thank you for watching and have a great day.